Hello?
Lord knows I'ma give it all I got. I'm never giving in. If I rise to the top, it'll pay off in the end. Sometimes I feel lost, I don't know where to begin. Ain't trying to stop. Yeah. I can do this.
D-Bird just mentioned to me this idea of going out to a mansion in Texas and recording an album, and that's kind of right up my alley.
People who've never met before in real life, putting them in a house and saying you have this much time to create an album.
Okay, it is a real place, yes.
Hell yeah.
White Collar Rhymes is exactly what it says. It's just, people who work jobs and rap.
Online collaboration's great and stuff, but like the actual like feeling of being like in the moment and like creating like, yes, we got this, like, let's go. And it's a feeling like nothing I've ever experienced.
White Collar bringing heat, we ain't even hit the peak.
It feels like we've known each other for years.
I've seen D-Bird on camera. I've seen his stupid little dab, and I hate it. I've seen Cody Nash, jittery and amped up when he's excited about, conspiracy theory he wants to talk about.
Okay. Gunshots. That's how we start the show.
Violence.
How we end the show is yet to be seen.
More violence.
Do you like violence?
I do. I've been getting the reels of half sword in my face, and it's like this old-timey sword dueling shit, and it looks dope as hell.
I played the demo last week, and
what do you think?
I like it. It's just I got to get used to the controls because you can definitely get a mortal wound pretty quickly if you're unprepared for your opponent slashing you with a big battle axe and you're just swinging fists.
How do you get weapons yourself? Do you have to kind of earn them by beating people but with your fists?
You have to like level up. I got to like round level like 2 or whatever, and there were weapons on the ground, but I didn't read the instructions, of course. I just went in like, fisting the first guy. And so there were weapons before me, and then the opponent had a battle axe, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna get to me before I get to these weapons, and I'm too lazy to press pause and go look at the controls. So I was just like trying to flash. I was trying to do the flash to his chest real quick before he could get some hits in on me. It worked for about half the match, and then boom, right on my head, and then blood everywhere.
Yeah, shit can change real quick.
Yeah,
and I guess it's like a real fight in that.
Yeah, it changed the momentum. He went from like bruised and beaten to victor very quickly.
I would assume it would probably go similarly with facing off against a real battle axe.
Probably so, but I definitely wiped. I think I beat 2 guys first. I definitely broke the first guy's leg, just kicking the shit out of him. Like several kicks to his leg. Finally, it broke, and he just toiled over. And then I pummeled him. And then the other guy I just gave a good old molly-whopping to with my fists.
There you go, molly-whopping.
Yeah, some old-timey boxing.
Yeah, it looks fun and shit. And I keep on seeing the reels for it. Obviously, because the more I pay attention to them, the more it pops up in my face. But I think I'm sold. I want to.
Hey man,
do some dueling.
I'm definitely a fan. I might even fire that up later today. Now that we've talked about it, and it's rekindled my need for gladiator combat.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, we're here this Sunday. Almost the end of February. I know everybody's sad. February is coming to a close. We had a very fruitful Black History Month this year.
We didn't?
No, it's uneventful. We had the lame Super Bowl. I guess NBA All-Star was okay. More tariffs. Not a very exciting Black History Month this year. We got to do better next year. Well, hopefully spring break will be awesome and make up for that, right?
Yeah, man. Go to Lake Havasu, show them titties.
Lake who?
Lake Havasu?
The fuck is
Arizona?
Never heard
Very
of it.
popular spring break destination in Arizona. It's like party central. Everyone gets these boats, and they tie them together, and then people just kind of continue raising their shirts and exposing their nipples.
Lake Havasu. Okay. I've heard of Lake Okeechobee in Florida.
Nope.
No? Okay.
Not that.
All right, close enough.
Oh, you know a lake?
I know a lake. I know several lakes. I live near a lake, actually.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. I'm sure there's some people out there doing white people stuff or something.
Nippling.
Yeah. We're here to listen to some tracks from our Discord community. If you're new here, we listen. We don't pre-listen, so everything is instantaneous. We give it a rating 1 through 10, and we give it some either kind words or harsh words, depending on how it makes us feel. Usually it's kind words, but every now and then we get something that just brings out the demon and makes you pretty angry. It happens.
Never, not once.
Okay.
It only makes me happy. I've never had a song make me upset. My streak is untarnished.
I think you were pretty upset last week.
There's no way to tell.
There's a playback. What do you mean? Talk about?
No.
We'll see how happy we are this week. So if you would like us to listen to something that you have and you're new here, join the Discord, discord.gg/whitecollarrhymes, and look for the Sunday stream feedback. I'll put a green check next to the ones as we listen to them, work our way from the last time the queue was closed, which was last Sunday, all the way down to when we close it today, about an hour into the show. But if any time you want to skip the line, the information is scrolling at the bottom. You can tip, and we'll play you immediately. So tip or subscribe if you're not a subscriber, or if you are a subscriber, you can gift a sub. And I think with that, we're ready to start the show. First up, Casanova Westside says he finished new number again. I don't know why he had to finish it again, but we're always excited to listen to some Casanova X music. Here is New Number to start the show.
Half of her mind is just wasting my time while I sit and just contemplate. Baby, I'm dying inside. I wanna slide. I might slip to the bathroom, cause best believe this conversation here.
The Chicago nigga. Yeah. Look, half of her mind is just wasting my time while I sit and just contemplate. Baby, I'm dying inside. I wanna slide. I might slip to the bathroom, cause best believe this conversation here, girl, it won't move. See, me and you couldn't be father, we're polar opposites. I'm common shit. The stuff you focus on is an apocalypse. You smiling like you killing this date, telling me how you be running the streets and be out late. See, girl, you crazy and you wanna be a baddie and travel, but you ain't got hands. You shaking all that ass in the spot, but girl, you can't dance. I never see you sipping no wine, cause you ain't got class. So what's the point of reaching for niggas, girl, that you can't have? But these the thoughts I keep inside while I look for what exit. Shall I do what women do? Just keep it quiet. Text my cousin, had him call and hit your line like, cuz I really needed something, then I dip. Watch me disappear, but she turned it to running. Call my phone like constantly, the pictures that she sending me while chilling with a shorty sitting up because she seeing things. I blocked her, but that shit ain't never stopped her. At this point I'm thinking I might as well get a new number. Yeah, my nigga said just block her, but that shit ain't never stopped her. At this point, man, I might as well get a new number. My new bitch said just block her, that shit ain't never stopped her. At this point I'm thinking I might as well get a new number. At this point in time, it's been a couple of months now. My girl proud, my business sales, it won't go down. She slid into my DMs, who your daddy? This shit too sad. Said she'll grab the Drake if she not the best that I ever had. Y'all dabbing and not pussy, but me, I'm on a whole raft. I'm trying to get away from a stalker, but that bitch fast. My shorty keep it on her, she pissed. Oh, she will blast. She'll hit your ass like fool left out. I bet you won't last. I can't be more transparent, just like a ghost in a window pane. Of course you'll never see it. Got the rage of a Super Saiyan. She too obligated, but my girl, she had to leave your man. She said she couldn't handle your drama or beat your ass again, but that never stopped her. At this point I'm thinking I might as well get a new number. My new bitch, she said just block her, but that shit, it never stopped her. At this point I'm thinking I might as well get a new number. God damn.
right. That was Casanova West Side with New Number! Exclamation mark.
Dice, have you ever had a stalker?
Yes.
How'd you get rid of her? Do you have to get a new number?
No, I told her, don't ever call me again. If you see me, we walk by each other, don't acknowledge my existence, you're dead to me.
Dead.
And it worked.
Oh. Well, sometimes just being straightforward.
I think my stalker
simple.
wasn't as dedicated as I hoped they would be.
Yeah, it sounds like they gave up pretty quickly. I loved it. This song was sick. Casanova has a really interesting way about his delivery where I was hanging on every word. You know what I mean? Just the way he says stuff and he's painting this picture, he's describing this scene, and yeah, I was sold. I was like, let's fucking go. Yeah, get your bitch to beat up that bitch. All right, okay. Yeah. Not that I condone violence. Yeah, this was really well done. Honestly, the only stuff that I didn't like was kind of the extra shit that you did at the beginning.
You don't like the DJ effects?
No.
It's Chicago.
Yeah, I think the DJ yelling for no reason, it brought me back to a simpler time, but also we moved away from that time for a reason. I don't think we need somebody yelling in our ears, kind of, again, just not the vibe of this song. And also with that, the old mixtapes of let's do the first 8 lines, but just in high pass filter. Why? It's what I said, but it's my voice different.
You hate the high pass filter. You need to get over yourself.
No, don't. I don't like it. That's, again, these are simple choices that you can just remove, and then you have a nice 2-minute song. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 with those 2 little tweaks.
I was trying to think what it was that he finished again. The only thing I
don't think I've heard this song.
You've heard it. We played it on the show before, and then it was on his album that he temporarily had up. But I think the only thing that I could think of without him being in the chat right now is the beat sounded slightly adjusted, but the verses all sound the same from what I remember, and I remember the DJ effects and everything too. But I don't know what exactly he had to change again. But I still think it's a clean track. He does a good job always of storytelling. I would say every track that I've heard from him, even his short little throwaway freestyles, he does a good job of visualizations and expressing thoughts and emotions. So I think this is a good album track. I would give it a 9 only because I have others from him that I like slightly more.
Competing against yourself.
You are. When you're talented, I'm just going to keep comparing you to the ones that I like the most.
Chicka Slim Shady.
What's your favorite Slim Shady album? There's one guy who joined our server who starts out the morning with, here's my top 5, but oh yeah, Eminem is the greatest. And I always read it what the fuck is wrong with you?
You love it. You love it coming in hot.
I think he said Relapse was Eminem's best album.
Well, that guy's clearly relapsed. He's clearly on fucking drugs.
You disagree?
Yeah, myself and the rest of the world.
All right. Next up, Young Duffy says Dark Topic changed up from his usual style. Oh, no more toxic betraying women and misusing their qualities of value to the world and society. I think I rated that rightly. Here's Wrong Side of the Bed.
Time to sober up and chase a bag of salt to cry.
sleepy out your eyes.
Part of me feels like I'm part of the problem. It feels like I gotta repent. Also that part of me that all I just got to offer it part is but wants to prevent. I wanna wipe off your scars and I call on the Lord on behalf of your arms and your skin. I know it's hard to go on and try to disregard all the trauma, the problems we in. I find it hard to confess that I fought with the possible thought it could happen again. All of the thoughts of the love of my life could get settled again and this tragically ends. Swear when the Lord this will cause you to fall, I will crawl in the ball, never rapping again. I got these tattoos, that's all on my arms and they calls for support. Got we matching my twin. Wake up, wipe the sleepy out your eyes. I'm so drunk, go chase the bag, go start to cry. Wake up, wipe the sleepy out your eyes. All side in the bed and I get up, it's time to ride. Part of me feels like it's not all on me, just a part and I'll match it again. I find it hard just to picture the thought that I gave in my all, but the stabbing within will go as far just to cause all these fucking recalls. These are farms, just a mess who's within. All of the harm that you cause on your arm is a call for support, or is that you pretend? If we go forth and if we could write love on the both of our arms, will it happy again? We just a product of thoughts, so go ahead and just think what you want, it won't happen again. I pray it all just gets better. I thought that I never would ever be trapping again, but I'm back on these meds with the scars on my skin, cup of magic again, turns to tragic again, whenever happy again. Wake up, wipe the sleepy out your eyes. Time to sober.
Shout out VA.
Don't shout him out, scum.
Wake up, wipe the sleepy out your eyes. Go inside in the bed and I get up, it's time to ride.
All right, that was Young Duffy with Wrong Side of the Bed. You know, I like the verses. I just can't stop chuckling whenever I hear "Wake up, wipe the sleepy out your eyes."
Wake up, wipe the sleepy out your eyes.
It's almost like I'm about to hear a children's song, but then the verses are very well performed and constructed. I like the song. I'm not sure how I feel about the hook. It works. I don't know. Maybe there's another word other than sleepy that you could use to wipe out of your eyes. But you know, it's an interesting change in tone considering everything else that he's submitted to us is like almost
fuck that bitch.
Fuck that, mentally and maybe slightly physically abusive to women. I don't know. So yeah, I don't mind. I think this would be an interesting, like, if you did an album of like all your toxic tracks and then closed it with this. I think it would be like an interesting introspective, like maybe I was wrong type thing. But I like the track. I give it an 8 only because the sleepy eyes hook.
I'm the exact same place. I liked the verses, hated the hook. Wake up, wipe the sleepy out your eyes. It does feel like
childish.
Like, bitch, you think I'm 3? You think I'm a toddler? What's up? But I do need to wipe the sleepy out of my eyes. I'm so tired. Thanks for the reminder. It's good to be reminded from time to time. I'm at an 8 too, just because of the hook.
Word. Next up, Master Producer says, "No, I am not a troll. Yes, Too Smiley is a real Okay, you said Too Smiley. The file you uploaded says Too Slimy, but either way, I guess they're a real artist.
I'm a real boy.
I'm a real man." All right, well, prefacing this with "I am not a troll" gives me strange vibes, but let's take a listen to Too Slimy type beat. I turned it down. There's no way I'm turning it louder than this. Turn it down more. I can't.
Turn it just off.
All right, Master
No,
Producer.
I'm not a troll. Okay, yeah.
You may not be a troll, but I don't know on what planet even with some of the strange stuff that we've heard on our show in the last 3 years, I don't know what planet that is actually like listenable yet, even alone, like making sounds over it. Like, how do you compete vocally with all of that chaos and peaked out sounds?
Well, now I'm curious, like, has Too Smiley figured it out? Has Too Slimy? I don't even know which one to look up.
I don't either. Hold on, let me see. Too Slimy?
It's Camcom is saying that our ears are just not used to the sounds. No, false. I would venture a guess that even if, Too Slimy / Too Smiley, whichever one it is, did have a very noisy beat, it's still mixed in a way where all of the crazy shit is further in the background.
Let's see what the fuck this
is. Let's see how he does
it. First off, this sounds nothing like what we just heard.
Oh, I can't hear it.
This is garbage.
I can't hear.
Oh, hold on. My bad. Hold on. You probably don't want to hear it, but here. Yeah, this is not good. Okay, here's my advice to you, master producer. If that is what you want to aspire to make music for, I feel like you should change your focus, because I don't think that's going to get you anywhere except with a bunch of lesser quality artists who have really no strong drive or passion for the music. They just want to be fucking famous and get in front of a video camera and make people go, oh, look at this guy. They just want to have a viral moment. They're not really trying to be like artists that people aspire to be. And if you aspire to make music for that, then kudos to you. But to me, this type beat that you made is unlistenable and even less unperformable if I wanted to put vocals on it. So I'd give it a 0.
The crazy part is, like, look, it's a 0 for sure. But if you take away all the crap, right, you maybe play just a section of it again. Like, okay. It's a quick little dab. Yeah. So the drums, the melodies, like all of these things are actually kind of good. And then you're like, okay, well, what if I added the VHS fuzz noise? What if I turned everything up to 20 decibels? What if I just kept on adding screeches? Like, there's no reason for any of that. Like, if you took the bare bones of this and just really pared it down, it's a decent banger. Like, I could see this being a good beat. But instead, you chose violence. You chose to do everything wrong and continued down the path of the evil. And I hate it. It's a 0 with, like, a solid foundation.
I just don't, I know that, maybe we're old and maybe this is a style. I just don't know, even like in the beats that I've made, when I'm sitting there and I'm producing it, like, oh, it would make this better if I just keep upping the gain on the drums until they're just like overpower everything else in this and just turn everything up. Like, your waves shouldn't look like thick, bold lines on your DAW. They should have peaks and valleys. And I don't know. All I'll say is this: if you want to be a producer that people flock to for their beats, this is going nowhere on BeatStars or Airbit or YouTube. If you want to be the producer that, like, a couple of random weirdos in Bumfuck USA come to and be like, yeah, that's hot, that's your market. Like 3 people. Maybe. All right, anyway, next. Drunk Robot said, thanks for the feedback. Forgot they posted that version of the very complicated raps before. But yes, it was for fun. There was no point of the song, which I think we both quickly surmised. This one has a bit more meaning. See? Here is Dichotomy.
Don't know why I beat, but feeling like lobotomies. I got the side of me, it's twisted like dichotomies. I don't know why it's trash like this economy. It's not the past, it's present like monopolies. I want the facts and just rip them like I'm Hercules. Burn it all to the ground in the third degree. We are a country of clowns where the circus be. And we pay for the show, I call it burglary. We all know that the rich are the problem, but the rich hold the shells like a shotgun. They at the top while we rotting at the bottom. This shit is fucked, it's broken, so we got numb. I think investments are twisting our elections. They funded weapons and media misdirection, using cages to separate our complexions, selling dreams to digitize projections. I look around and I don't see home. A cold neon light in a heart of stone. Sold us the world, but they holding the keys. Now we're begging for life, down on our knees. I'm just looking around and I'm sitting alone. Just a cold neon light on a digital throne. They sold us the world, but they pulling the strings. Now we're begging for life with the scraps that they bring. But feeling kinda lost, you see. This world is cooked like smoke, it's getting hard to breathe. Make a point like, look, it's fucking robbery. And these fuckers online will go on arguing. Caught in the tools when the problem is won. And we're lost in the sauce and they're fucking for fun. And they told us they did it and they starting to run. But it's Russian roulette and we're stuck at the guns on the ground. Don't say a peep. God King Leader's gonna fix it in his sleep. But he's tweaking off a natty at 2 in the morning, just warning about the whores in the Super Bowl performance. Was he an accomplice or just an informant? His friends would go down and this is important. But the Dow was at 50K, bitch you fucking crazy, yeah. A third of this country has no savings for a rainy day. I look around and I don't see home. A cold neon light in a heart of stone. Sold us the world, but they holding the keys. Now we're begging for life, down on our knees. Just looking around and I'm sitting alone. Just a cold neon light on a digital throne. They sold us the world, but they pulling the strings. Now we're begging for life with the scraps that they bring.
I'm assuming that there's nothing left because there was no
means. I got the side of me, I don't know why I beat, but feeling like lobotomies. I got the side of me, it's twisted like dichotomies. Don't know why it's trash like this economy. It's not the past, it's present like monopolies.
Why didn't he put that in between the two verses? Because he started the song off with that, and if he ended the song with that, that must be the hook. But noticeably between the two verses is just empty.
Thought he did have it, but then it just went into the beat. Could be wrong.
I guess maybe I forgot that part, but it was a strange choice to just have the beat play for like 10 seconds in between the verses if you have a hook. I mean, I get it. Sometimes things are atmospheric and you're creating a moment, but it didn't feel like a moment to me. It just felt like you didn't have anything and you just left an empty space. This feels like a track that you wrote the lyrics to and then you found the beat after the fact. And I mostly say that based on the second verse, where it just felt like the lines didn't quite match the tempo, and it just felt like you left the lines as is without making any tweaks or adjustment to make the flow feel smooth. It just felt like, okay, I have this line that I wrote down. I know the tempo. I'm going to just force fuck this thing into this tempo without making any changes. It just feels like a song that was written absent of polished flow, I should say. And it's not that your flow was offbeat or anything. It's just like the flow feels very robotic, you know, pun intended, because your name is Robot. It just feels very like stoic and on the nose without any swing or fluctuations to it. Yes, the song has more meaning, probably more up like Ray Stan's alley with the political stuff. I do appreciate it more than the other song, was just infinite rhymes of nothing. However, I wish that it had a little bit more flavor to it and aligned with the beat. I think the beat is cool. but it just feels very stiff in the performance. I wish you would loosen up a little bit. And also the vocals are just slightly loud. I'd give this 6.5.
Yeah, I think for me, I basically agree with all of the points Dice raised. It did kind of sound like, all right, here's what I have written. Now let's figure out later what beat to put it to. And kind of to his point, you know, whether there was the hook in the middle or not, I think it's because the hook is basically formatted just the same as all the rest of your rhymes. It doesn't really stand out as a hook. So it's very possible it happened in the middle and then we just didn't even recognize it was a hook because it felt like a verse, right?
Yeah.
So I think, you know, figuring out it is like a skill, figuring out how to structure a hook in a simple way to make it stand out, and like both in mixing and stylistically, how to be like, yeah, this is the hook that ties everything together, right? So I think that would be my biggest feedback on this one, is it just feels like, you know, a verse hook. And you know, like Dice said, that space in the middle didn't do you any favors as far as pacing goes. But I do like overall the lyrics. I think it's well written. Just slightly lacking on you know, the delivery portion of it. So I'd give it a 7.
Word. Next up, Artisan Beats is back with another hood trap Nims type beat. Here is Lies. Uh-oh. Video unavailable. Hold on. Yep. Removed by the uploader. I guess he changed his mind. So next up, DA. Or A, that's DA. Okay, that's your Instagram now. Fresh cut freestyle. Yeah, okay. All right, hold on. See what this is. Okay. Maybe this might be worthy of showing the video. Let's find this. Boom. All right, well, here's DA with Fresh Cut Freestyle. Let's take a listen.
Baggy ass jeans and I'm wearing with the baggy ass jeans and I'm wearing with the Timbs. Shawty got her body, baby, looking like she Timbs. Jumping out the Timbs and I'm jumping out the gym. Ain't nobody fucking with the boy, cause I'm him. Yeah, like the pronouns. Me and my niggas outside and it's all verbs. Straight action for the nerves, I'm on my terms. Do what I please, baby, I'll ask first. You ain't fucking with no creep, I'm so low key. I feel like Hoovy 98, I hear screaming high. Oh, you down to ride? Baby, come through. Girl smooth on my feet like it's footloose. Go. Throw that ass, baby, yeah. Throw that ass, baby, ayy, shake your tail feather. Michael Corleone, hands up, good fellas. Yeah, smoothest in the state, and you know who better. Not a song, not at all, baby girl, don't be clever. Yeah, don't say sorry, baby girl, be careful. You know I'm at that function, and you know I'm at that level. Yeah. Fresh break, fresh cut, you know I'm outside. Really with the guys, hey, know I'm outside. Hey, now you tryna ride, hey, come take a ride, yeah. Go. Go, fresh break, fresh cut, you know I'm outside. Hey, I'm with the guys, yeah.
Okay. That was DA with the Fresh Cut Freestyle. I don't know where Bird is if I have to replay that, but I'll tell you what I think in the meantime. I don't think we need the visual of the ceiling of your bathroom. You know, maybe position the camera somewhere else, go outside or something. I think the visual doesn't add any, it doesn't do you any favors, as Bird would say. I think it just makes you makes you look homely. I think the freestyle is okay. You do have a fresh cut on, some fresh braids. Shout out to your hair braider. it's a simple little throwaway track. What can I say? I think there's a lot of callbacks to some other songs like Shake Your Tail Feather and some other elements. I think you have a good flow, a good voice. I don't know. This is just kind of like engagement farming content. It's not really something that I would throw on to listen to, but I can see like people scrolling the web, just, you know, hitting the like button and keeping it moving. I don't know. Let me look at the comments on this. See what kind of comments you got. Yeah, this is typical like engagement shit. Fire emojis, diamonds, you know, a few people who seem like they know you actually writing words, but like if you really want like listener comments, I feel like the track has to have more purpose or more meaning or a better visual behind it. This is just you sharing it on the internet and other people dropping fire emojis on it. And, you know, if the insights, if the stats, you know, piques your fancy, then cool. But, you know, if you want to generate an actual like listener fan base, I would say post content with a little bit more meaning or just use better visuals. I would give this a 7 though. I think it's okay for what it is. I just don't like the video. Hey, Bird.
Hey.
Did you hear DA's freestyle about his fresh cut?
I did. You know, I think everyone should freestyle when they get a haircut. I think we should just do a whole series of haircut freestyles for sure.
Have a haircut cipher.
The haircut cipher. Love it. Yeah, like kind of like you said, it's not a bad freestyle, but it's a freestyle. You know, like it's hard for me to dissect it too much. I don't think it's that deep, right? Sometimes you just kind of said random stuff, and sometimes you came back and connected it. Sometimes you didn't. Like, it's 1998. You know, like, what? Okay. Yep, sure.
Cool.
You got your date wrong.
Got it.
But, you know, another time that it worked was, like you said, something about Goodfellas, Michael Corleone. Yeah. Which also isn't the same, but yeah, in the same genre. Regardless,
you got it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a freestyle. I kind of agree. I think that, you know, getting some different visuals for it might help if you're looking for just pure engagement. You know, maybe some cartoon shit, some anime fights. Like, I don't know.
I think just even changing the background other than like your head at the bottom of the screen and then your bathroom ceiling, just like positioning the camera better would go a little bit further.
Word. Yeah. So that's kind of my feedback. I'd give it I'm at 6.5.
All right. Next up, Beats by Jackson, Benny the Butcher, and 38 Spesh. Hustle.
Hard.
That's 600 miles. Man, we are 600 miles closer to Miami.
Trying to move away from the traditional forms of currency.
So I created Quadriga.
And then you're gonna find out your biggest problem is not bringing in the stuff. But what to do with all the fucking cash?
That's crazy.
You did that for 5 minutes. You could have stopped it
crazy.
You could have did that. Stopped it like 2 minutes, and I would have been happy with that. I think it's a cool little loop. You know, it's got some nice aesthetics, old school nostalgia feel to it, but that's all that is to it. There's no arrangement. There's no evolution there. So, I mean, I think this would be a cool beat for the last guy, DA, to freestyle on. It's like a cool little freestyle beat. It's not a cool song beat. So I think it's useless as a producer to arrange to this for 5 minutes. You're wasting my time at that point. Cut this down to like 2 minutes and let somebody figure out if they want to extend it or just make a short 2-minute freestyle. I'll give it a 7 for what it is, but like I'd say do better on your mixing as a producer.
Yeah, that's just an insane thing to do, is just have a loop go for 5 minutes. But I had people talking about nothing at the beginning, so that changed it. No, like
doesn't
5-minute loop, insane. Yeah, I mean, do something different. Get some hooks in there, and like I'm kind of at the point after doing this show for 3-4 years now. I don't need a 5-minute song, not for the fact that like I'm sitting here listening through the whole thing. It's not that. It's just like in general, I think we've moved beyond it as a society. I don't think there's a single reason to have 5-minute anything these days. So yeah, for me, it was the length, it just being a loop. Like you got to do something to have a hook in there. But the biggest thing was the snare. The snare was kind of like, maybe because it's part of the sample, just very weak. And I think if you had like a better, crisper snare in there, it could tie everything together a little bit better. So that would be my biggest suggestion, is add in a better snare for the drum pattern. I thought it was pretty good though, like the sample for what it is. I'm at a 7.
Word. All right, we got a gifted sub from Mr. Swaglean himself. What up, Swaglean? Good morning to you.
Out, Mr. Lean.
Mr. Lean. That'd be a cool teacher to have as a kindergartner, right? Go home and say, hey, Mom, my teacher, Mr. Swaglean, really showed us about birds and cats today.
Taught me about fish sticks.
Maybe the wrong lesson, but the right idea? I don't know.
Right person, wrong lesson.
Here's Swaglean with Larry Bird.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Swag. Hey, shout out to hey. Yo, bitch on my dick. Yo, bitch on my dick. Swag. I really love this cash. I'm getting this bag. Hold up. Hey. What the fuck these hoes really know about me? Nah. What the fuck these hoes really know about me? Ayy. I got hoes whipping out the titties on the FaceTime. Shawty really wanna fuck for the baseline. Send her to Brazil, told her fix her waistline. I don't really fuck with bitches if they ain't up on the knees, ho. Counting cheese, ho. Making bread, I'm making green, ho. I'm on the scene, ho. Getting built, I'm on that keto. So sipping lean, ho. If they talking shit, then we know. I'll whip it out, ain't talking about Josh Primo. Swaglean been a household name since the fucking singles. Money started calling, now I got a brand new jingle. Making money, stacking chips, call me Mr. Pringle. How the fuck the pussy wet before we even meet, ho? Do not say a word, I'm that dog, call me Luther Burden. Had to stop dropping cause she told me no more cursing. Look at all these racks that I'm making, that I'm earning. Blew her back out, so I call her Larry Bird, yeah. Bitch, get on your knees and give me head like a fucking turban. Do some forgeries on that bitch, now I'm out here swerving. Bitch be faking all the time, she acting, where's the curtain? Working on my core, yo bitch gonna love my aura. Took a bad bitch out shopping to Sephora. Working on my core, yo bitch gonna love my aura. Took a bad bitch out shopping to Sephora.
Do all white people resonate with Larry Bird in some way?
Yeah, because at least the racist ones. Like, yeah, that Michael Jordan kid was all right, but Larry Bird, now that was a basketball player.
He was a good basketball player. Larry Legend. Swag Lean said, I think last night or yesterday in the Discord, whenever I run out of things to say, I just talk about money and bitches. And I think he ran out of things to say because that's pretty much all the song was about. He's okay at what he does. Let me preface this with that statement. If you need a song about fish sticks and assholes and bitches and all that other stuff, Swag Lean is your go-to guy. I just wish that there was more colors on the little, what's that little thing that Bob Ross used to have? What is that little paint thing?
Palette?
Is it really just a palette? I don't know. I wish there was more colors on the palette, right? Like, I feel like he relies on the Roy G. Biv, the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and he doesn't mix the colors up, right? I wish that he would kind of evolve, and sure, you can have a song about women, but you can say other things other than I got head, why is she wet, all these. I feel like the list of topics, it's beginning to have a ceiling, and I need him to break out of that ceiling. The same thing that I said to Self Savior, same thing that I said to Fallen Dove, like you got to explore the world a little bit more. There's got to be more to your life than just these same topics. But if this is your wheelhouse, then you got to evolve the sound, because your flow on every single track sounds the same. So there's got to be either different beat selection or a different flow if you're going to be same topic. Like, one or the other has to change. Either the topics have to evolve or the flow has to evolve. Because at this point, you just sound like the white Big Sean who only talks about getting bitches, which is fine. For what this track is, I'll give it a 7. More or less, it's like a disappointed 7, because I was expecting maybe some sort of different topic when it was called Larry Bird.
You're like, I wanted a basketball song. That's not what I got.
I thought it was going to be like how he was like a champion, how he overcame, but no, it's just like, how this bitch wet and we ain't even met yet.
I thought there were some pretty funny lines in there. I did like blow her back out like Larry Bird. Famously, fucked his back up and still played, but, was never the same player after getting his back blown out by Swag Lean.
Crazy.
So I think it's a funny concept. I think the execution was just a little off in terms of the flow, right? Like you said, I think he's good for what he does, but also like Luther Burden, like some of these, I don't want to call it off, because like the rhyming parts kind of hit where they were supposed to for the most part, but it also like are just like run-on sentences and like, lines that go on too long. It doesn't fit comfortably within the beat that you chose. And so that's my biggest issue with the song, is just some of these lines. It's like, yeah, you had kind of a clever thing that you wanted to say, but like weren't able to fit it within the time signature comfortably, and still just said, fuck it, I'm just gonna continue saying it. So that's where I'm at. I'd probably give this one a 6, but some funny lines in there.
Can I make a song and show y'all? Just listen to my albums, talk about random crap. You want the old dice? Go listen to my old albums.
Talks about Allen Iverson and hot sauce.
The Great Debate. Got a tip from the Fallen Dove. Puppy Eyes. This one's for you, Bird. Lyrics in thread. Let me open this up so
already I see the lyrics.
Bird can read along. Here's Puppy Eyes by the Fallen Dove. Turn this up.
Yeah, I'm sick puppy, I sassy, lick out up, and I'm happy. Drop my face inside me to handle trends of flapping. I'm a bark while you bite bark. When you make me dry, leave a mark in your mind. Make me bleed but never cry. Put that call on me, pull and choke me, make me go. Talking breathe, make me blue and go and tease. If you deep and lick right. I'm a dog who love the past, y'all. I live all night and you make my nose right.
She make me look about her, she pay me walking on my knees. She no one till she smart, puppy eyes, I'm a freak.
Must be aching, let me take action. Way too thick and brings me satisfaction. Color me, color me around my face. Show me, choke me till I go and I faint. Color me, just around my face. Hold me till I go and give me pain. I got my paws out, don't you pause now. Even if I pant hard and I look so tired. Open my jaw now for your claws, wow. Get them in my throat and start a fight. I'll be a good puppy, make you squirt and go to sleep. Don't even gotta fuck me, you French and all I need. I'm a good puppy, agree. Anxious creep, I need a treat. Call me good doggy, be the best fraternity. Lay your doggy bark, let me grab a cue. Let's go into the dark, and I'm loyal to you. Lay your doggy pants, let me shop for you. Let's go in the dark, and I'm loyal to you. Color me around my face. Show me, choke me till I go and I faint. Color me just around my face. Hold me till I go and give me pain. Who's a good puppy? It's me. I'm a good boy, full of treats. I'm a good puppy, I'm a good doggy, I'm a good boy, I'm a
Not
good
everyone
toy.
should have access to the internet.
I'm a good boy, I'm a good boy with them puppy eyes. I'm a good boy.
Do we need this long of an outro? We want to listen to the last 30 seconds of that?
I can't imagine not listening to the last 30 seconds.
With them puppy eyes, I'm a good boy. With them puppy eyes, I'm a good pup.
Alright, that was Puppy Eyes by The Fallen Dove. Bird, you gonna play this for your girl?
Did you ever see those memes or like the popular thing on TikTok where really cringe people, are on all fours and they're like, "We're a wolf pack, a woo!" Like,
I'm glad I did not see
white
that.
people shit. No, okay. It's pretty great. Unrelated, but related somehow. Look, Dove. There was a lot in here that like just kind of didn't rhyme. There was a lot in here that was like aggressively gross. I would just say like the first, right when it came in, the first things you were saying, it was kind of like hard to hear. Like you were just trying to keep up with the tempo, but it just wasn't. So like from a delivery, a flow aspect, it just wasn't executed very well. I think it got more audible as time went on, and that wasn't necessarily a good thing, to be able to hear what you were saying. So, I mean, aside from the aside from the subject matter, like the writing came off a little awkward at parts, you know what I mean? And so I think the delivery suffered from some of those writing parts where it just doesn't fit. For your claws, wow. Open my jaw now for your claws, wow. Like it doesn't flow naturally, you know what I mean? Start a fire. There were so many examples of this where it just like it didn't work. So this is a 1 for me.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. We lost viewers while I was playing. Like I think there was like 14 people watching, and it's down to 10 now. Here's my thoughts on this track. Every single section of it, you have it, sectioned off in the lyrics, like intro, verse, bridge, hook, verse 2. Every single section of it is performed at a different cadence, in a different volume, in a different style. Like there's no consistency in your performance throughout this entire track. Not to say that that's, there's no limit on art. I'm holding somebody back. Like it just sounds like chaotic because like it just feels wildly different when you have the same hook and it's performed 3 different times. Like, this isn't the 1940s where we're recording on tape and you get one take, and yeah, there's some swing variation because they're doing it all live. Like, you're sitting at home in your room, you can copy and paste the hook over and over again without it sounding like you're, half asleep one take and then wide awake the next. That's my first gripe with it. The other thing is, like Bird said, like the writing is just lackluster, even despite whatever the topic is that you want to write about. Like, the one thing that I always point out that's easy to point out for like people who maybe writing isn't their strong suit is like the lines here where you're like, tired and fire as a rhyme. I'm not saying that you can't use those cleverly in any type of rhyme or any song, but when I remember when listening to it, you were like, tired, fire. Like, when you have to force that rhyming sound like that tells me like you have a lack of control on, like Bird said, how you fit these lines within the tempo. You're just forcing it in there, because in no normal speech situation, unless you're being sarcastic, does anybody ever say tired, fire? Like, if you're gonna say it like that, it has to really come off polished and smooth. If you're just gonna force it in there because you're trying to like stretch it out to fit the tempo, it doesn't work. So there's like numerous instances of that where the writing just doesn't hold true to what the flow should be for the beat, and for that reason, it just took me out of it.
Another great example, call me good doggy, be best for eternity. Like, it doesn't rhyme, doggy, eternity, doggy, eternity.
Yeah. Like, it's just I've said this before and I'll continue to say it. It's a vocabulary thing. Like, gotta up your vocabulary, gotta up your synonyms. You gotta hit the thesaurus and like really figure out like, how can I make these words string together these thoughts without it coming off as like forced, and still match the flow and the tempo of the different beats that you select. So, I mean, I don't think this is near your best. This is a 1 for me also. Look, I said it the last 2 weeks in a row, man. People in love ruins their music.
Dice hates love.
So I don't hate love. It's just, we don't need to know that you're in love the moment that you hook up with a new chick. Like,
I do.
No, like I repeat this over and over again, is like, you get into a relationship, you don't need to make that your whole being in your artistry. Unless you can do it so good that people are just like, yo, this is great, I'm glad this man is in love. But 9 times out of 10, you start making your whole songs about this person that you're in love with, you're not even focused on why you started doing music to begin with. You're just so head over heels infatuated in the moment that it just embodies your whole life. You're like one of those people who hooks up with a girl and then you forget you have friends. That's basically what you're doing to your music. It's like, I forgot I make music, I'm just going to talk about this girl all the time.
I fucking hate those people. And it's so obvious too. It's like, oh, must have found a new one. Haven't heard from them for a while.
And that's all I'm saying to like the YPGs, the Fallen Doves and everything. Don't forget who you were before you found this love. Like, right? You were making songs about other things and doing other things. And sure, it might be mentally healthy for you, but it feels like a detraction from your artistry and your music, because all you're doing now is talking about love. And
I think everyone should take a page out of Duffy's book where he's like, yeah, I got a bitch, but also fuck her. Am I right?
Yeah. All right. Back to the order of operations. Next up is Fat Beanie, bot flies. You know what a bot fly is?
Isn't that the shit like it burrows into your skin? Like,
probably, yeah.
Plants, bug.
I recall his comment was this album is about zombies and falling in love with a zombie girl, and so it's probably in the right ballpark.
Word.
Here's Bot Flies by Fat Beanie.
straight up fucking poser. That you knew me, but you just wanted exposure. Bitch, told their flex something that you never earned. You'll miss off the wrong person and you'll only end up burned. Check your self-esteem if you try to flex on me. You put me to sleep before my cup full of codeine. I get serious, I can feel it. You feel it all the sugar in my body, babe. Yeah, built up anger travels through my system, damn. Because there was times where I truly saw you as my friend. I know you're not a villain, but you really screwed me. I showed you all my secrets, but you hunger for my flesh. You're my flesh, my flesh, you're my flesh, you're my flesh. For my flesh, you're my flesh, you're my flesh. For my flesh, you're my flesh, you're my flesh. My flesh.
I didn't mean to do that.
All right, that was Bot Flies by Fat Beanie. This is more listenable than what that other producer presented us with earlier. There is a chaos to his beat selection that I still don't quite understand. I feel like at times his tones that he was using didn't match up to the beat, and it's just, I just don't get it. I don't know. I don't know how you can just like sing to one cadence while the beat is just doing whatever the fuck in a different cadence. I guess that's what it's like to be a free spirit, huh, Bird?
I don't know. I'm constrained by, the rules of songwriting. So I'm still trapped in those.
Yeah, I guess I'm still locked in. I come from an era where I feel like the melodies that you sing in have to at least align with whatever's happening in the beat, but that's not a thing anymore. And while I think that Fat Beanie has a dope voice and he does good at his style, I just strongly disagree with his beat selection. I don't think that I don't know. I don't listen to this type of music, so maybe I have no reference point, but I like all the major artists that people usually commonly like that we have discussions about on the Discord. Nobody's naming anybody of this circle of music, but I can understand that people aspire to that because it sounds good to them. I just don't know. I don't have any reference point, I guess I should say. Like, there's no famous people who make music like this that I'm aware of. I know a few people who kind of sprinkle in that area, but their music sounds nothing like this when I go back and listen to it. I'll give it a 7. Subjectively, I would probably give it a 4 though. But objectively, I'll give it a 7 because the quality of work is still acknowledgeable. But if I have to like nitpick like the beat choice and like the song structure, I'd start taking massive amounts of points away.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to surprise you that I hate the beat too, but I don't know. It's tough because like, yeah, does it feel like well put together? Yeah, like it feels like they knew what they were doing and everything that happened on that was on purpose. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we hear songs where it's like, oh, you weren't trying for this and it's this now. You wanted it one way and it's the other way, as Marlo would say. But this all felt very intentional. So I guess you did what you came to do. But I kind of agree is like, that was the one thing that stood out to me the most is like your tone, your cadence doesn't feel like it's matching what the beat's doing kind of at all. And it felt like 2 different songs were happening at the same time because of that. I don't know. I'll give it a 6. I'm not mad at it, but not for me.
All right. Heat in the Shed. There is 11 in the queue. 12 if you post now before I close it down.
Ray Baby asked for a dab. I'll do a slow, confused dab for the fallen soldiers that we just heard.
You mean the zombie baddies with bot flies in their skin?
Here's the thing that also confuses me. Like, all right, so you're pretty much kind of saying nothing, right? And then
He's talking
later
about
on,
his new zombie love.
well, that's what I'm saying is like that's interesting. Every time that they've come back afterwards and be like, no, actually, I'm doing a story about zombies and like how my jaw fell out as I was trying to munch on her jaw. Like that's all super interesting. Why doesn't that come out in the music? You know what I mean? Like I don't think I heard any of that was like, oh, here's like an interesting visual about zombies and botflies. Maybe I just couldn't hear it with the music, with the beat that I hated
Let's
so much.
let's try to listen to like 20 seconds again and see if we can pick it up.
Straight up fucking poser. That you knew me, but you just wanted exposure. Bitch, don't dare flex something that you never earned. You'll piss off the wrong person and you'll only end up burned. Check your self-esteem if you try.
Yeah, like a good
see what I'm saying?
20% of the song is in my flesh, in my flesh. Like we started off with the part that was kind of zombie related, but then now this sounds like just teen love.
Yeah, it's like, bitch, you're a poser. You just wanted exposure. Like that part was just not that interesting to me. Like even though the beat was doing all of the things, it's like, okay, you're a poser, your exposure, just saying generic shit kind of for why, my advice would be like, if you have to use this terrible beat, talk more about the zombie flesh. At least that makes it different and interesting,
Yeah. All right, next up, Casper from the band Holy Water, now on tour. Without You, rock version demo.
My money no vice grip. Your legs still wrapped around my head in that hotel suite. The cigarette ashes on my bed, they stain the sheets. I see you nude dancing around my room, as if you ain't 1,000 miles back home. But it's cool, I'll probably see you soon. I can't go to that thrift store without smelling sex in a dressing room. Can't hear my favorite film score without sweetening up this plate. Oh, bitch, can't afford you all let me lose, as if you ain't 1,000 miles back home. But it's cool, I'll probably see you soon. I can still feel you kiss me.
That was Holy Water Without You. Shout out to Casper, the lead guitarist on our Discord, who loves to chit chat with us between doing his rock band shit. You like that, Bird?
Yeah, I mean, it was dope. I think, great voice, cool, backing instrumental. I think that for me, it's interesting. It says rock version demo. Like it's already been released, right, on Spotify. So it's not, doesn't feel like it's unfinished if it's already released. But as far as kind of the quality pieces of it, I don't want to be too nitpicky, but it kind of felt like the vocals were a little loud for
Because they
the
have a
mix.
high pass filter on it, and you hate the high pass filter.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Can you not? Yeah, my infamous downfall. Like it still sounded good. I think, there's a lot of talent in here from a vocal perspective. It's just a matter of like, it felt like the vocals were a little loud for the beat, and it felt like the lead singer was kind of doing a lot as far as like all the runs up and down. And there were times when you have the music just kind of fucking going, you're kind of wishing it was a little bit more A-B versus like, the jazz that he added to it.
Just say you hate holy water, Bird. Just
Fuck them. Just kidding. No, I'm a fan. I'd give this a 9.
I thought this was a cool track. I think it was interesting. I don't mind the high pass filter. I think it was like an interesting, like grungy-ish take on the song. I thought everything else that the band did was amazing. The guitar, the drumming. I remember that used to be one of our gripes when Casper first started sharing music. It's like, hey man, these drums sound programmed. Can you get live drums? Come to find out, I don't know whether this is the same drummer from his previous band or a different drummer, but he's like, my drummer was shot. He's in the hospital. Let me go fly out there and get him to do some stuff fresh out of the hospital. So ever since his drummers got out of the hospital, the drums sound amazing. But the guitar has always been on point. I don't mind the vocals on this. I think I imagine like if you're listening to their music, it's like it gives like a fresh new feel to something in the playlist. So I didn't mind it as much, even from a standalone piece. I thought the song was cool. I'll give it a 9.5.
Nail polish. That shit's a 10 all day.
Yeah.
White nail polish.
Shout out to Casper, man. Check out Holy Water. I don't think Bird had a chance to link up with Casper while he was in Portland. I don't know where he's at now. I guess I could look at their fucking tour schedule. Hold on. See where the fuck these guys are.
I offered. I was like, I'll go grab a drink with you. They never took me up on it.
Let's see. Upcoming concert. I guess they're on pause now until they hit Dallas in March. So I told them, hey man, hit me up if you're in town. Maybe we can grab lunch or something. I don't know if I'll make it out to where they're performing at because it's like an hour and a half away from me without traffic.
Yikes.
And performing at midnight means the doors probably open at like 8 or 9. So you're asking me like to A, drive out during rush hour, and B, wait 4 hours for you to go on the stage. I don't know you that well yet,
Doesn't
Casper.
like to go out of the house.
I'm just saying, I love Casper. I don't know you that well yet enough to commit like 8 hours of my evening to that. But yeah, I've definitely hit those guys up for lunch and see what's going on if he hits me up. But if you're in Tucson, Arizona, El Paso, San Diego, Santa Cruz, San Francisco, they'll be back in Portland April 3rd, Bird. There you go. Plan for that one.
Word.
Go see Holy Water. What up, DJ Tongue Hero? Don't be old. It's not a matter of being old. I tell people my office hours for working on music is like 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. So he's A, interrupting my music time with his fucking music. Who are you? And B, it's also when I eat my dinner. All right. Next up, producer of the year as voted on by the community. Noir has a track for us called Hot Pockets. You like Hot Pockets, Bird?
Some. pepperoni ones for show.
What other flavors do they have?
I actually don't. There's like ham and cheese. There's yeah.
I think that's it. That's all I can only probably think of like 2, maybe 3 if they had like a sausage and cheese one.
Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know. Always some combination of meats and cheeses.
There you go.
But yeah, the pepperoni, that's mwah.
Well, here's a hot pocket for you by Noir. Can't stop listening. I think I'm gonna let this one play. That was Noir with Hot Pockets. I like that, Noir. I like the swing to it. I like the loose shake your tail feather feel to it. I like was that a tambourine? Or a shaker? Whatever the fuck that was. I like the drums and the percussion. I like the melodies, the beat, the sample, I should say. It was a vibe to me. I'll give this a 9.5.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this one as well. The bounciness was exactly what I was looking for. Yeah, fun. Someone can do some crazy shit on that, like the rhyme patterns. Yeah, this is the pepperoni pizza of Hot Pockets for sure. I'm just gonna give it a 10. I like it a lot. No notes.
Next up, do I call him Aswanra? Is it supposed to be Astra, or do I call him Cyclone?
Aswanra for sure.
All right, here's Aswanra. Start.
When I woke up, I saw death in the face. Looked at him straight, it was just a phase. They say I wouldn't make it past birth. Back in the start, to let myself learn. Remember the truth is cycling. When I found out it was spiraling, hearing the beep silence, I just let myself get violent. Sometimes I just can't remember the truth. I don't wanna be part of the group. I don't wanna remember the youth. Sometimes I wanna be out the loop. Going back to set down, don't even know I'm alone. Everyone looks too south, let's see what this town's about. Gotta be trapped in my little bubble, doing the math in the alphabets. Had to get out of a little trouble, learn that man forgets. Then they sent me to classes where all I heard is read, man. Did they hurt read, man? Nah, just had a C plan. Had to escape my little stumble, Belgium complies my little trouble. Can't ignore the facts, right? Got in my head like a sacrifice. They're just gonna pressure me, got more legs than a centipede. They think they're gonna make a seed? Nah, that's just make-believe.
Noir, it's not Cyclone anymore, it's Ass One-Ra. Please correct your behavior in the chat, sir. Shout out Casper for also correcting D-Bird, questioning why it's a rock demo.
Excuse my ignorance.
Excuse us, my bad. I think the delivery on this is shaky for like half of it. Like at the end it felt more in the pocket, but like the first half of it, the wording just, even when you first came in, it was just off. Hold on, where is it?
When I woke up, I saw death in the face. Look at him.
When I woke up, I was deaf in the face. Like you kind of just mumble the last couple of words.
It was just a phase. They say I wouldn't make it past birth. Back in the start.
It just feels off tempo. Like I feel like the metronome wasn't doing you any favors there, or you didn't use the metronome at all. So I think just the first half of the flow was just shaky from wording and pronunciation. It could have been cleaner, but I do like the fact that you didn't sing on this. So I will give you extra points for not singing on this one, and I'll give it a 5.
That's how we encourage the behavior we like to see.
Yeah, I like the no singing Cyclone. I like Ass One-Ra more than Cyclone right now. It's 5 for me.
I am curious how old this song is. It's wild, man. I tell you, like Cyclone just sent me like a few songs in my DM, and I'll be honest, most of the time, if anyone sends me a song in DM, I just kind of ignore it. But I had time, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's listen." And it was pretty good. I was actually like, "Oh shit, okay, Cyclone." But this feels like a step in the wrong direction. And it's always that. It's always like, oh, the songs sent in private is like, oh, this is pretty good. Like, oh, pop into the voice chat. It's like, oh, this? Holy shit, this is great. And then like you go onto the stream and it's like, oh, this is what you want me to react to? This? I'll just say, the pronunciation, the delivery, the flow, it's all just a little awkward on it, right? A great example of this where you're like ball, just it's awkward. It's just awkward. I don't know how else to say it. It doesn't fit like a performance. It doesn't feel like a song being performed. It feels like you're chanting and kind of chanting offbeat at that. So I'm gonna give this one 3.5.
That makes sense because I gave it extra points for it not being sung. So we're aligned on this one. All right. Next up, Trev. I guess he made a couple of songs for the Square Up tournament that's happening right now and changed song at the last minute or whatever happened. Here is his original storytelling song for round 3 against the clock.
I listened to his songs this round. I was like, oh, pretty good. And then I saw again the diss track to Birdcage. I was like, it wouldn't be a tournament if Trev wasn't just dissing every opponent he had. So I gotta appreciate it. It's great.
Hello. Shit, right now. Alright. I'm on my way.
It's 7:45. I ain't trying to be late, but my car in the shop, I guess the hard can skate. Gotta check on the brakes, make sure the tire inflates. Gotta pedal through puddles, punching. You sweating, you punching, hope it don't fuck up the function. But fuck it, homie, you young, dumb, and living off crumbs. So it's wrong getting something you been wishing you want. Anxiety pulsating through every vein in my being. Why it rain in the spring? I hear my chain strain making a ring, but that ain't changing a thing. Been blowing fucking strings of the tears in my eyes. I swear to God, I hit another red light. I'm about to break from all this pressure inside. My brakes squealing like they yelling, they telling me reconsider. Thunder crashing above me just like the heavens upset with me, but I'm begging to differ. Yo, Trev, you a sinner. All the effort I put into this could last through the winter. I gotta get to the spot. These old heads staring like they knowin' my motives. They don't know I got motion enough to roll through an ocean. Shit, I almost got hit by a car. Many men we lost just to get where you are. Did they travel this far? Did they battle this hard? All these cracks in these roads, they like maps to the goal. And if I crash into broke, then I'ma live with the scars. I gotta score the ball, but how when it's like Shaq at the rim? I lost my hat to the wind. Did I do enough practicing that I could actually win? My legs burning, lungs working just like an overtime shift. Chain screaming like a horrible flick. Just wanting to split, just hold on a bit. Somebody else slow down, but your boy on a mission. This city feel way bigger when you young and you wishing the sun be dipping up behind the silhouettes of these buildings. They think I'm just a kid riding reckless at night, but they don't see I'm in the race with every second in time. Getting closer and closer, I got the weight on my shoulders. It's time to nut up, just show up, homie. Just know you're a soldier. I'm about to pull up a damn. I know if I'm ready to be. Can't second guess me a thing. Breathing heavy like I fled the police. This is it, this is everything that I prep to achieve. I coast, break, squeak, my heart in my throat. Probably doing the most. About to knock on this door. I ride across town just to fuck me a hoe. Yeah. Shit, I ain't know I make it or not. I was racing the clock. How many people you know who would pay for the spot? What would you do for fate if it was you in my place? Would your shit be all laced? She said, just baby, come hurry. I gotta work at 8:30 and it's 2 after 8. I said, baby, don't worry, cause you knew I'd be straight. Yeah. Life is a race and I refuse to be late.
Right, that was Trev with Against the Clock. D-Bird, what do you think about that? Have you ever been against the clock like that?
I feel like every day I'm against the clock. Did you put any constraints around this as far as timing?
Under 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Tell a story. That's it.
Oh, okay. I like this. I think Trev has a really strong rap voice. You know, the flow, the delivery, all super strong. I wanted a hook. I wanted a hook for this. I think, you know, it's one thing when it's like, all right, 2 minutes and 30 seconds of just straight rapping. I think a hook would have kind of balanced it out and made it feel like more of a song versus just kind of a long rap. But also it was done well. So I think it's dope for what it is. Like I said, for a song, I wanted a hook. I give it an 8.
I agree. I mean, to be honest, I like this one better than the song he actually submitted. I feel like this one has more relatability to it. It's more like digestible, I would say. But I could certainly see if outside of the tournament constraints, breaking it up and adding a hook in between the story could evolve it a little bit more. But I think Trev is vastly underrated because people don't like his personality, or he rubs people the wrong way because he's so confident. Both him and Cole. Like I genuinely think that they're like, in terms of talent that we have on the server, they're up there as far as like talented people. I think people just assume that they're one dimensional because they're quick to like respond to anybody when they feel slighted. Sure. They'll dish you. But at the same time, making a song like this shows that he's not just, oh, my pen only just writes disses. Like, he can make a story. And I think that was part of the reason why I went for that criteria is like, okay, come on, Trev, show people you got something else in that wheelhouse of tricks. But I do like this song a lot. And it didn't come to my mind, but I think I can echo what D-Bird said about a hook would really make this feel like a complete track. But as it is the like just storytelling, I really enjoyed it. Beat was a little bit busy, but I think because he has such a strong delivery and voice, he kind of overpowers that. I'd give it an 8.5.
Heard.
Next up, Colin. Limiter Prod Tobinar. I don't know what that means. I guess this is called Limiter.
Can I just say, I love people who just have their name as their rap name. Trev, Colin, like
I love
Let's
it.
do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, your name is your rap name.
Yeah. In a way.
Yeah. You resonate with that because it's like you. You're like, I'm not putting much thought into this. It's just my name.
I've tried all sorts of shit and none of it
You're not
worked
you're
because
not
it was
going back
never
to
given to me.
Mr. Right again?
Ugh, yuck. Definitely not.
All right. Here's Colin. Limiter.
You may not be an angel, cause angels are so few. But until the day that one comes along, I'll string along with you.
Yeah, I don't mean to weigh you down. It all seems safe and sound, and as safe as sounds. Gotta watch you play around, yeah. Gotta watch you stick with, cause it changed like a stick shift. Yeah, I don't mean to sound like a dick, but with no sense of direction, you in with some shit that you still gotta live with. I feel less of a man when I cry. There's some shit that I wouldn't admit. I get fried, then I feel like a bitch. I miss calls that I shouldn't have missed. I've been fraud when I shouldn't have been. And they say it's all about perspective. Niggas say just take it as a lesson. When that bottle broke, what you left with. I don't mean to weigh you down. Very few I feel safe around. Very few tried to lift me up. Feel like the world trying to take me down.
We both cocked our head at the same time. So that wasn't.
But I still stay respectful, cause I scammed off a let go. No hope for the youth, cause adults never. I don't mean to weigh you down. Very few I feel safe around. Very few tried to lift me up. Feel like the world trying to take me down.
You had a hiccup.
Yeah.
Hiccup.
But I still stay respectful, cause I scammed off a let go. No hope for the youth, cause adults never grew up. Get advice from the next, we like who us. I be stuck in my head, cause I feel like I been should've blew up. Bro, I put the mic down, then I pick the mic up, then I put the mic down. Shit, I feel like Mike now. Think you did it first, now that's my sound, I did that. I ain't make it yet, but I will, I can feel it in my rib cage. I don't mean to weigh you down. I don't wanna weigh you down. I don't wanna weigh you down, but it feels like my world's coming crashing down on me. I don't give a fuck about the word, but I better get the last homie. Broken heart, spin it back on the last coming. For them days that I just bum you. I can feel my last days coming. Feel like I'm just looking in the glass with my life past. I don't wanna act like it's all bad. I don't wanna act like it's all sad. When it's all said, I'll be all set. Ready, set, go like a long breath. I don't mean to weigh you down.
You may not be an angel, cause
I know you don't mean to weigh us down, but man, this song is a tough listen, dude. Colin. I'm unfamiliar with your work, so I will say I don't know if you're just trying to put on a cool aura or this is how you always deliver your songs, but it makes it hard to really, when you have just a piano melody with no drums, snares, hi-hats, or anything, I need you to be the star of the show. I need you to be the center of attention, and you just seem like you wanted to be the cool dude leaning against the bar, smoking a cigarette, and all the bitches flock to you, and you don't have to even bat an eye, lift a finger. I need you to bat your eyes and lift your fingers up. I need you to be a little bit more into your song so that I can be into your song. I'll let D-Bird comment on the hiccup that you had, and hiccups happen. Everybody get drink some water, keep it going. But it was definitely very choppy in the delivery at parts where I just feel like the performance on this could have been more interesting and more polished to make me more engaged in the song. It lacks the typical song structure, which is fine, but just your lackadaisical performance made it tougher for me to listen to this from start to finish and enjoy it. I can appreciate it, but I can't enjoy it, is where I'm at. I'll give it a 6.
Yeah. I mean, since you're leaving it up to me, yeah, what the fuck, man? That you like started to say it and then it got cut off and like just you left it in? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? I understand hiccups happen, but also like it's not a live performance. You know what I mean? You have all the time in the world to go and delete that out of the session. Yeah, all kind of jokes aside, I like what you were going for here. I think this can be like a cool song. I think it's underperformed. You know, it felt like you were kind of whispering, so you know your parents didn't hear you in the other room, and that's just kind of what it felt like throughout. Is just I'm just gonna whisper the whole time, the whole thing, and the beat was a little busy, so like without you kind of emphasizing your shit, it just kind of felt like a lot to listen to. But I like what you were going for. I'll give it a 5.
Next up, Limonetto. Got this thingy. Don't know what that means.
Limonata.
Let's see. Oh. Okay. Oh, hold on. DJ Tongue here, you sending a tip? Oh, that was that sound I heard. My bad. I thought I heard something. I forgot to check that. All right, we'll get you right after this.
Gotta keep us honest.
Thank you, sir. I'm all for people trying out new things. I'm not sure this translates into, let me share this in video format of me trying out this DJ program with random scratches over a couple of looped sounds. I think that you have the pieces that could make a very interesting old school boom bap type feel of beat, but the skill of what you're trying to do isn't quite there yet. So keep practicing on it and maybe just export it once you nail down the timing of the things. Because right now it just sounds like I'm going to bounce in between these two samples. They don't always kind of line up. Let me just put some random scratches here. Looks like I'm just watching you use this program for the first time, essentially. And I'd rather, I'll say, like, keep going, but come back once you figure out the basics. And I want to hear what this sounds like once you figure out what you're doing, not figuring it out as you're recording it. I'm forced to give this like a 4 or less.
Yeah, I think that was a nice way to put it, right? Like it felt like we were looking at you using this program for the first time, and it just kind of felt a little loopy. And then once the vocal sample came in, it just kind of, again, with the visual made it worse because it's just like you're pressing the ooh-ah button, ooh-ah, ooh-ah, you know. So it didn't do much for me, but it's not the worst thing I've heard. Just, you know, keep at it, keep working on it, like the chat said. 5.
All right, here is DJ Tongue Hero with his tip: wooden nickels. What do we think this is about, D-Bird? Wooden nickels. Have you ever heard that phrase?
Well, Abraham Lincoln had a wooden penny. I think. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't think pennies existed since he is on the penny.
Buffalo Soldier? No, I don't know.
All right.
It's too early here.
Here's DJ Tongue Hero with wooden nickels. Let's see what he's got for us this week. Oh boy.
Hello, Moon.
I'm still a dreamer that's just holding on to dreams. I felt the pain that's felt by homeless folks, felt mercy from the king. I messed up and hurt myself again, trying to jump and learn to fly. They say I'm foolish to believe, I say they're just too scared to try. I'm still a dreamer, waking up and in a dream. I had the deepest conversation, I can't tell you what it means. I went there and I came back again and found a peace of mind. I learned love is more than memories or things you leave behind. And I chase the laughter found in every single room. I think back on what my grandpa said when staring at the moon. He said don't take no wooden nickels, cause you know they wouldn't spend. I got this 20/20 vision when I think of 2010. I chase the laughter in the places where it's hid. I think back on what my grandma said when I was just a kid. I done hurt myself again, trying to jump and learn to fly. They say I'm foolish to believe, I say they're just too scared to try. I'm a dreamer, I'm not good at waking up. I took for granted many chances with that lovey-dovey stuff. Looking back, I like to laugh and reminisce on all the fun. Then that tear builds up in the corner of my eye, but just because I'm a dreamer, just now waking up from dreams. I learned life is what you make it, and it isn't what it seems. I done hurt myself again, trying to jump and learn to fly. They say I'm foolish to believe, I say they're just too scared to try. And I chase the laughter found in every single room. I think back on what my father said when staring at the moon. He said don't take no wooden nickels, cause you know they wouldn't spend. I got this 20/20 vision when I think of 2010. I chase the laughter in the places where it's hid. I think back on what my mother said when I was just a kid. I done hurt myself again, trying to jump and learn to fly. They say I'm foolish to believe, I say they're just too scared to try. I'm just a mind, still learning how to grow. Won't say that I know everything, some things we'll never know. I done hurt myself too many times trying to jump and learn to fly. They say I'm foolish to believe, but I can't hear that from the sky. From the sky. From the sky.
Banger every week. DJ Tongue Hero.
Right, that was DJ Tongue Hero with Wooden Nickel.
I'll be honest, I loved it. I fucking loved it. I'm like super impressed by the singing here. Like I didn't know Tongue Hero kind of had that like
that country twang to him.
The gritty country twang. Yeah, that was fucking great. I think, you know, that was one of maybe the early criticisms we had was just like more oomph, you know, like I want more expressive delivery. And I think you nailed it on this one. And especially with the acoustic guitar, right? You really have to kind of show and prove because there's so much space there. So we're hearing every little bit of your voice because there's a lot of emptiness to fill. And I think you did a great job. I love the song. And I do think I said this at one point, like maybe like 2 or 3 songs ago, I was like, there's going to be people. I just warned it ahead of time and it's coming true right in front of our eyes. There's going to be people nowadays that see an AI song and just say, not for me. You know what I mean? And that's fine. It's not for everybody, but it is this weird dynamic that like at first it was all the rage. Now it's kind of like feels like the momentum's turning a little bit against AI produced visuals. So it's just, I don't know, something to keep an eye on, I guess. I think the video was cool too. I'm not mad at it, but maybe there's always going to be a subset of people that you'll just not reach with AI shit. I'm gonna give it a 10. I thought this was great.
Yeah. The one thing that I'll say is that DJ Tongue Hero gives us a brand new song every week, and they're not short, like 1.5 minute freestyles. So at the rate that he churns out content to have the visuals that he doesn't have the budget to, have an animator or draw it himself. Like, there's the effort that it would take to not use AI for the videos that he puts with his songs would basically like shut him down from putting out a song every week in a society that's moving basically to like, if you don't have a visual, I don't care. Like every artist that I've seen that used to use Instagram to show like their artwork and stuff, they complain like, well, now I get no attention because I have to put it as a reel. Whether you like AI or not, we don't, like me and Bird said, we don't give a shit. Like, we're just here to listen to the music. I always say, for me, I don't even really pay attention to the videos most of the time. I just listen to the music. I echo what Bird says about the song. Like, the one thing about the song I would say is I wish that there was more layering within the track. Like, you had some layers at the end when you kind of did like a little chorus effect. I wish, like, especially on the hook parts, maybe you added in like a touch of some layers here and there. But I think like you've done a great job of like expanding your vocal range, where used to be my gripe would be like, hey, you're trying to sing, but you're not hitting some notes correctly, or you're like off in some parts. And I think you've been way more consistent with that like the last month or so, where like now when you even try an experimental song, it still sounds on key and on point. So debating about the visuals aside, I don't care one way or the other. Do your thing. People don't like it, people like it, whatever, it doesn't matter to me. Song wise, I think it's a great song. I'm not as high as Bird, but I'll give it a 9 because like you have one of the deepest ranges that I think in our community. Like, you'll make like a country sounding song, you'll make like a club song, you'll make an old R&B sounding song. Like, I think you have the most flexibility to like bounce in between genres than a lot of other people are willing to do or try out, but you do it consistently well. So I'll give it a 9. All right, next up, ADN. I record everything I do off my phone. Love you all. Who's ADN? Do we know this person? I don't know that we ever heard this person before.
I don't know anyone.
You know everybody. Here's Lost
What do you have there?
Dogs.
It's the new lavender drinks at Scooter's
Oh, no.
Coffee. Lavender white
Scooter's
mocha.
Coffee.
Lost dogs, man. It's for all the lost dogs. Lost dogs, man. Institution got you choosing sides. Till we die, man. Interviews lies with the highs, damn. And it's so sad. I hold back tears cause the years gone by and there's no going back. And I know where you at, where you stay. But I grow with this pain and I know what's to blame. Hey, this my call. Hope that you can call back. Cause you my dog and you know where my paw's at. Lost dogs in the system and it's becoming instinctive. No, guys, just listen to whoever is singing. So I'm speaking cause I'm dreaming. I believe in meaning in the forgotten days. He lost his ways. lots to gain. I mean, it's not today, it's not the way that I must and digest and then process this, cause this is it for the OGs to represent. I sold a lot, but I found God in the words he spoke, so I know the ropes and I chose to stay. Fucking throw my soul away, okay, it'll get me in a better mood, a flow state, like I don't know the pain in IDK, IDS, unless it's I do's, cause I do what I choose and I choose death, but not in a sinister way, just life is pretty dark and I dream lights out just to show them how to spark when it's lights out. To typical moves, y'all read the typical news, I get life harder, how could this be new? Grew up, no father, screw up, I roll farther, past the past when it's in the future, past the track, past the known shooter, pass the torch and he pass it back, the past is past and that is that. Girl, sometimes I feel like I still love you, but there's no turning back. Do you see where I'm turning at? The hurting that I held inside, I feel my heart and my mind grew with that, and you knew it that I'm through with that, and I'm true to that, and I find truth in that. Do you see where I'm turning at? Too many explanations in one song. You can get lost, I got no expectations, but you see where I've gone. Been to hell and back in heaven, man, it's always been. This is evidence, cause it's heaven sent. Show love, I show harder. You go up, I go farther, to the stars. So tell me where heaven rests, cause I've been there. And I can show you it too, just look inside for a start. Yeah, maybe that'll do its part.
Rapping. That's it. Okay. Just all right. Look, I said this earlier in the show about somebody else. There's no way that you wrote this song to that beat. Like, you had these lyrics and then you found this beat that you really liked and you tried to like put the square in the circular hole, so to speak, and make it work. I think it could have worked, but the feeling just wasn't there. Like I could just tell there were certain things that you were saying. Like, I think there was one line, something OGs, and like things of that nature didn't feel like it fit like with this beat. I think you just have to get a little bit more flexible with your delivery, because especially in the beginning, your timing was just off when there was no kicks and drums happening. The kicks and drums helped you, but then you felt the need to like double time everything. Where I think just a slow, steady pace, especially given that you left a minute of beat at the end, I think you could have like slowed things down and made some alterations that would have made this work, but you got to get more comfortable with making adjustments. I think you have a good voice and you sound like you could have a good presence. You just got to get the timing down. I would say maybe it's a change of your creative process, but write more to the beat instead of just writing a song and then finding a beat. Because especially when you don't have a hook, I find that people who write songs without beats tend to not be very good at hooks, when that's probably the most encapsulating part of your song. And the moment that you stopped at the end and there was like this gap, I was thinking you were going to come back in and rap, but I was like, okay, there's no hook here, because it kind of affirms that you just wrote this and you didn't have any idea how to flow or harmonize with this beat. This is a beat that definitely would sound good with a hook on it, but it's lacking here. So I think it just needs a lot of work, but I feel like you have, despite you saying you recorded on like a phone or whatever, I think you have a very strong presence that you could overshine that if you get the timing down. But I have to give this a 3 where it's at, because the timing was just wildly off.
Wildly off. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It very much sounded like this is something I wrote apart from this. Oh, I like this beat. Let's try and force whatever words I already had written over it. And yeah, that threw the timing off completely. And I also agree where it's like, it sounds like you have a pretty good voice. You just got to figure out how to use it. And, the timing parts will probably help with that. I'm at a 3 too.
Word. DSL, the artist. Here's a song that I rapped and produced on! ! That's
kind of a hilarious, like, if you're gonna put a line of like, oh, here's information about it, like, that gives no information. You might as well have just dumped the link or dumped the song and just called it a day. But no, you wanted us to know you rapped and produced on.
He put the lyrics as well, and before I expanded, the first thing that the opening lyric is when he asked me want my dick. So
DSL the artist. Dick Sucking Lips, the artist? Is this a meme rapper?
We're gonna find out together as a family.
When he gets me on my dick, I say it had enough. He don't want the hoe, I turn around and titty fuck. Love the domination, I'm calling now, pick me up. I ain't had enough, I beg for about titty up. It's a wall, make it shade like some fucking jello. When he shoot, he don't miss like he fucking mellow. Oh, we hear him give a kiss after eating mayo. Equal fat, booty fat, all I want is queso. Bitch, you know I'm on your team like. Bitch, you know I want that cream like. Bitch, you know I'm in your dream like. Bitch, you know I want your peen line. I don't know, girl, ho, I'm on the scene, I'm tryna justify. Just feeling flying, I like blood, then they hit my eye. I'm an astronaut, you're heinous, I'm a purified. Shot big bar, did like butter, oh, we big guy. I don't want it unless he's senpai. Oh, we fucking on a midnight. Like his cock, like a sand knife. Not a type, yeah, head. I feel close like I'm mad, I got a horn. Whip it out, he amazed, he eat the corn. That's all rare, I'm all out, I've been reborn. Not enough, I want some more. As I'm close like I'm mad, I got a horn. Whip it out, he amazed, he eat the corn. That's all rare, I'm all out, I've been reborn. Not enough, I want some more. Bitch, you know I'm on your team like. Bitch, you know I want that cream like. Bitch, you know I'm in your dream like. Bitch, you know I want your peen line. When he gets me on my dick, I say it had enough. He don't want the hoe, I turn around and titty fuck. Love the domination, I'm calling now, pick me up. I ain't had enough, I beg for about titty up. In football, make it shade like some fucking jello. When he shoot, he don't miss like he fucking mellow. Oh, we hear him give a kiss after eating mayo. Equal fat, booty fat, all I want is queso.
I think it's pretty clear we need to send this to Carmelo. We need to send this to Mello. Be like, hey, you got shouted out in a song.
Yeah, for him to never acknowledge us again.
Carmelo Anthony needs to hear this song. Make it happen, people.
Who the fuck is Matt?
Like I'm fucking Matt. Who? What?
I feel like DSL and the Fallen Dove would get along very well.
It does feel
DSL could probably
spiritually
show Fallen Dove a thing or two about presence and staying on beat with the topics that they both seem to enjoy. I think the quality is kind of muffly. I don't think this is just a case of a high pass filter. I think it's just the quality isn't quite crisp. Maybe that was intentional. You have a good grasp of your voice and how you want to say things. You know, content aside, do what you do. I'd give this I give it a 6 because I think the beat was just kind of loud and obnoxious. And I don't know, just the quality didn't rub me the right way to where I could appreciate the song more. So I'm at a 6.
Can you go into the lyrics again?
If you want.
I want.
Scroll up.
Go down to actually up, yeah. It was like at the end of the second one, the I don't know, bro. Yeah. Suck his cock like a sinner, not a vampire. Yeah, I enter. Like it didn't rhyme, didn't make sense. It did like
well, vampires can't enter your house unless you invite them in.
I mean, I understand. I'm just saying, like, as you were rapping, I was like, this doesn't even like rhyme or connect or whatever. Probably we're looking too deep into it. It's not that deep, sure. That's what he said. But yeah, lyrically, topic wise aside, like just what you chose to rhyme didn't seem to work. But I will agree that like the voice and the confidence feels there. And I did enjoy the kind of screamy, like what? Like there was kind of some energy to this, at least on the hook. I just think that, yeah, too loud on the beat and the verses, you know, again, content aside, I'm not even talking about that. The verses were kind of underperformed, I'd say. So I'll give this a 5.
All right, Pag MC. Can someone help me know what genre this is? Don't take this seriously, but don't fucking skip any single part. Oh, threatening me.
We'll run the show how we see fit, Peg.
I made
All
this
right.
beat a long time ago as a joke, and I just now decided to mix it. So you don't know what the fuck it is, but you don't want us to skip any part of it, and you want us to take it. Don't take it seriously. I can't take
Don't
it seriously, but I can't
take
skip
it seriously, but take it seriously.
Got it. Okay, bro. Here's question mark, question mark, question mark.
This part's dope. What are we doing here?
I didn't skip any parts of it. What'd you think, Bird?
Fucking could have. Could have skipped. Could skip the whole thing. No, just kidding. Look, this was very much somebody who had the DAW open and was just kind of clicking randomly at different loops to play, is what it felt like. There's like 10 different, little loopy samples that you kind of just did one after another, and none of it fit together. So congratulations. I will say that all things aside, Dab, I'm allergic to your bullshit, Peg. All things aside of just all the mess and the noise and the terribleness, there was one little golden nugget in here, and it was the dubstep part that was like kind of heavier with like like that was dope. And then you immediately go into another kind of EDM-y dubstep thing on a different tempo. Like the drums completely switch up and become a whole nother thing that just doesn't match. Fucking delete everything about it other than that dubstep thing, and then start there as your foundation and make a dope song from that. That is my best advice. This, as a song, I'm going to give a 3, but high on the dubstep part.
Yeah, it just sounded like a confusing mess. It just sounded like you made it as a joke, so you didn't even take it serious. You don't want us to take it serious, but you want us to kind of classify it as what it is. It just sounds like you just did like a bunch of random stuff, like you said, jokingly, and I don't know. None of it transitions in a sensible way. So, like Bird said, there's some dubstep parts that are cool, but overall, it's just not a really pleasant listen. I would focus on the parts that sound best and get rid of all the excess crud. Drop the dead weight. I give it I'm at a 3. I want to give it a 4, but I just don't like it well enough to give it any higher.
And that's what we're here. Subjective ratings.
Next up, produced by Zit. This beat makes you feel like the illest villain. I guess MF Doom inspired. One of the favorites on the Discord. All right. I mean, I think it's cool. I think that little change up section where you just remove the drums, it took a little bit too long to get to. But I think you have a nice basis here. Maybe some added elements would amplify it a little bit more. Maybe some DJ scratches or, just more drops and more variety in it. Just from a pure sit and listen to. I feel like it would strike the right artist to like start writing to it, but just as a pure let me listen to this and absorb it in, it doesn't have a lot of evolution to it. So, it's got to hit the right audience, but I think it's still a cool beat. I give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I like it right off the bat. I was like, oh, this is kind of dope. That old school boom bap reminds me of Nas Halftime, right? With the kind of Christmassy sleigh bell percussion. But it did feel like it needed a little bit more variety to it. And in that section where it finally came around and, everything kind of dropped out other than the piano, it felt a little too late. And man, that next 30 seconds just drug on. You're just like, oh my God, please get back to the drums because I'm going fucking crazy right now. So there's just sections of where I wish the energy wasn't so stifled. But overall, I liked the sounds. I'd give it a 7.
All right. Looks like this is the last one in the queue for this morning. Here is Baptist Randell. Here it is again. Not too much different. This is the guy with the voice. We told him, you don't got to do the voice.
Ain't got to do the voice.
All right. Here's how it comes out of the trachea, and he's going to own it. All right. Let's see what happens with Laminate Lust.
Lines with George Pappy snoozing his biscotti cell. I'm at down and booth and I'm confused. Who to pray to help? Eat a horse blue, St. Loon, recycle the wealth. Me is on the roof, baby. I can't get over myself. Get there before the elk, put caliber, stat the tail. Amass no able wealth, so calendars got to stale. The sycophants and lipsticks on the right side of business. If hard work made riches, the mules will sell the bales. For the price of love, every pop tries a quick puff. Gets clever on the slick stuff, adds gears to the table. I licked enough stiff muffs to change pH for spit off. Set fire to the rain, blaze my own gravy rail. Oh, but I done got some shoulder shit from hitting nails. Dead on, babe, I done got some shoulder shit from hard hats and chevrons. So I done got some shoulder shit for summer salt and deadlines. But I don't get that shoulder shit, what else I put my head on?
Shout
Baby,
out,
I don't
Zit.
get that shoulder shit, what else I
Good
put my
shit.
head on? Baby, I don't get that shoulder shit, what else I put my head on? Right, hack along and spit dog, flam off of a stiff spliff. Past my crass emission is Hove inspired, holistic. If hard work made bitches, mules that own the business. The horses that run the farm, and I still be fucking your missus. Fuck you, cool mental. Cool beans, mom's puss was a rental. This life ain't prepaid, it's bi-menstrual. School flunky simple. I can read and write, don't mean you can read what I pencil. Sold a line by the mento. Fuck your momento. Down low, your bitch bush got me mendo. He the king of no shits when I try more. Old boots don't tremble. Whole long way down the ass crack of the shovel. Monkey see, monkey I saw. Oh, Mr. Slow Slab, slap on, east, north, I step on. Far from fucking fed line, I don't repeat the code but quit. Landmines was dead wrong, my disability check on. Hereditary dead on, so I don't get that shoulder shit. Slow Slab, slap on, east, north, I step on. Far from fucking bed line, so I don't repeat the code but quit. Landmines was dead wrong, my disability check on. Hereditary dead on, so I don't get that shoulder shit. Make the floor green, I want more, give me more things. Make the floor green, I want more, give me more things. Make the floor green, I want more, give me more things. Make the floor green, I want more, give me make the floor green, I want more, give me more
That was Baptist Randall with Laminate Lust. Here's my thoughts. First and foremost, the whispering parts, great, beautiful. I love that added dynamic because that it creates an atmosphere like, oh shit, what's about to go down here? Got some whispers going on. As an intro and outro, I think that works perfect. I think your voice is fine, man. I think the only thing that you're really missing is a good engineer, like a good mix. Cause like there's aspects of your voice in the way that you deliver things that it's just kind of lost. Maybe it's just particular to this song, but it's just getting lost behind the instrumental. Like the volume isn't there where like it's really adding that punch to it. And maybe like some delays and, different other things, mixing techniques would accentuate some of the mannerisms that you have. I don't think that you have to necessarily, like when we first heard the first version of it, like play into the voice as much. I think do what you do. And maybe it's this track in particular also. I think it's just very wordy. It's got a lot of complex lyrics in it where you're forced to like say things in a certain manner. And maybe as your catalog expands and you do newer tracks, like I said, with a good mix, I feel like you can bring out those qualities that particular specialty of your voice, like make it sound better and make it just be distinct rather than something that you have to kind of like, oh, I have to work my music around my voice. I don't think you have to. Just make your music the way you want to make your music, and I think a good mix can bring out the other aspects of it. I like the changes here. I don't remember what I gave it the first time, but on this second listen, aside from the volume being low and it just missing like those ear candy things, I give this a 7.
Yeah, I kind of don't remember what I gave it either. But I remember loving the beat. I still love the beat. I do appreciate the whispers. I think that was a great addition. Smart move. Sounds really cool. It does also just feel like I just want to give you a glass of water, man. Like it's kind of uncomfortable to listen to, like the crackles in your voice, and maybe that's again with the right engineer we can, maybe smooth some of that out. I don't know, but yeah, I want to give you a glass of water. I give this one 8.5. I think it's a pretty good song.
Word. All right, well, that was our show for today. Tune in Wednesday to the subscriber show. What are we doing on Wednesday? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But if you have some tracks and you're a subscriber, we'll listen to those in between doing other shenanigans. But we'll be back next Sunday to do this again. So if you've got tracks you want us to listen to, critique, enjoy, appreciate, whatever it is, or you just want to get some exposure to our audience, drop them in the Sunday Stream feedback channel, and we'll get to those same time next week. Outside of that, tune into the Square Up tournament that's happening right now. Round 4 matchups are up. They'll be due this Friday, but you can check out the first 3 rounds in the server. And also, if you haven't seen our documentary, go check that out on Apple TV, Google Movies, and Prime Video. It's called The Last Mixtape. See what happens when 9 strangers get together in a mansion and start finding out what's real, or whatever the fuck they said on The Real World. I don't know. What is this? What are we supposed to say?
When 9 strangers find themselves in a mansion, and I don't know what the fuck to say. I think that was the tagline. Yeah.
You're on Netflix. No, I'm not. Well, we're trying to get on Netflix. So go watch it. Go share it with your friends. And, I know people over the years have always talked about, yeah, we should link up and do music. Well, we actually did that shit.
Yeah. Bunch of us from all around the world just met up in a mansion and recorded 33 songs together. Only 17 of which we released, but yeah.
Go check it out. But catch you guys on the Discord. We'll see y'all when we see y'all.